Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for the second half of the top or bottom three movies that we saw in 2025. So if you're coming off and you've just seen the other video where Dominic and I talked about the top three movies we saw in the first half of 2025, this is now the worst movies we've seen throughout 2025. We have three each. There might be a couple of extras here and there, but hopefully you're somewhere in the realm. Maybe you liked them, maybe you didn't like them. I don't know, but welcome, Dominic, to another adventure.
Thank you, Jeff, and Kimmel's Irish Pub.
You got it, you got it. All right. So we're not going to waste anybody's time. Let's get into it. These are the worst movies we saw so far this year. And Dominic, I'm going to let you hit it off first.
Thank you, Jeff. I just have a couple of quick dishonorable mentions. A movie called The Monkey, starring Theo James and Tatiana Maslany, directed by someone named Perkins. It wasn't terrible, but there was so many ways it could have been much better. It was so meh, so dull, so long, and it wasn't great. I mean, I guess you could watch it on streaming, but I had better expectations for a movie that turned out to be not great whatsoever. Maybe watch it home and you'll be okay. And then there's some movie called The Materialist, starring Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, and Pedro Pascal, directed by Celine Song. Basically, long story short, it's making dating seem like a commerce or a business, and it was actually kind of disgusting in a lot of ways. And it's just kind of unfortunately, it just kind of underscores and reflects modern times. And it hit me in a bad way because, I mean, I'd like to find a partner in my life, and it just be careful, be glad that you're a married fella, Jeff Kimmel. I mean, it stinks, dating stinks. So the movie kind of hit that in the gut. But if we're talking about the real worst three movies of the first half of 2025, I think you might have the same one because I'm pretty sure you didn't care for this. But The Wolfman, starring Christopher Abbott, Julia Garner, and Sam Jaisner, directed by Lee Wanell. I mean, it wasn't the worst, but there was so much potential for it to be this really great kickoff movie to something that could be wonderful. The Wolfman, we all like the Wolfman. And spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. He wasn't really the wolf man. He was kind of like the half wolf man. He didn't really turn into a wolf. He turned into like just a half wolf. And he fought his father, who was a full wolf. And then they just kind of fought, and the kid, and it was just three or four people in this little cabin in the middle of nowhere, and he could see in the dark and stuff. There was just not much to it. It was stupid, and it just kind of ended with him. Oh, he's finished, and that's it, and they never saw him again. There was so much more to it, and it just felt so flat. It was flat as a board. I didn't care for it. What I think you saw it, and you didn't like it either.
Yeah.
Remind me.
Yeah, no, I did. I did. It's not in my bottom three. I'm trying to see why it's not even, I don't know what my list is. But I didn't see it there. I don't have it on that. I don't know. Anyway, but I did see it. I know exactly what you're talking about. It wasn't that great. But it didn't come out in my filtering for some reason.
Yeah, Wolfman, stay away from the Wolfman.
Yeah, good. All right. So there you go. There's a couple there for you, but the official bottom third one for Dominic is a Wolfman. So I have, again, the way I do it is based off of my rankings on IMDb. I sort them. There is one. So when we talk about numbers in 2025, there was one movie I gave a four. So that'll be the number one, the one that you shouldn't watch based on the movies that I've seen. Then there's a couple that are fives, so they're all kind of tied. Um, and I think, I'm looking at them and deciding which one. And now I changed my mind right at the moment, right as I came up to plate here. But this would be the third of the worst of the movies, right? So not the worst, the third one. And I think expectation basis again. I thought it was going to be good, even though IMDb has it at a 5.9. And it's got Alex Schwartzman is the writer director, and it has Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega, and Will Poulter in it. So like I went in, I know you do, and I do. Jenna Ortega, right? Love Jenna Ortega. I love Paul Rudd. Like this can't miss. I mean, it can't miss, but it did. Death of a Unicorn was the death of a movie. I couldn't. Again, I went in thinking, hey, this is going to be good, even though IMDb says over 25,000 people have it rated below a sixth. I was like, no way. Well, it wasn't that great. It's like a dark fantasy, dark comedy, horror thriller, and that's okay. I like dark comedies. This one just didn't land for me. It was very disappointing. I was hoping for more, and it was weird and not fun. Death of a Unicorn.
Yeah, I saw your review on that, and I think that was A2A Studios, and those movies could go either way. And even though I love Paul Rudd and I love Jenna Ortega, I just said this looks really lousy, and I'm just not going to waste my time. I mean, I know you say it stinks, and maybe if it's ever totally free on streaming, I'll watch it reluctantly and make the judgment for myself. But I'm thinking it's probably not great at all. Yeah, I mean, I guess that Jenna Ortega had a bad day at the office. It happens to the best of us. I mean, lousy movie.
I'm seeing now that like she's in two other movies that I have on my list that are ranked. They're ranked low by IMDb right now. So she's in two other movies. I forget what they are. Like that Whenever Tomorrow Comes is one of them, and something else. I have to look at it, but like they're not. One's with The Weeknd. He's in it, and then so they're not great. I'm like wondering what's going on. Like why is she taking these roles that aren't great?
I kind of wanted to see that one with The Weeknd. I mean, I know that it was panned. People didn't like it. You're saying you didn't like it. I love her. I kind of wanted to see that one with The Weeknd. I read the synopsis and stuff. I might catch that, even though people are saying it stinks.
Yeah, yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I'm definitely gonna watch it no matter what. But right now it has very low reviews. Hurry Up Tomorrow. It's a 4.7 on IMDb, so that's not great. That's the one with The Weeknd.
Yeah.
That one right now is on Prime, so you can watch that one. And then there's the Winter, Spring, Summer, or Fall is the other one. That's a 6.0. That's on Amazon Prime. I thought, there you go.
No. Jeff, I don't pay for movies. I'm cheap. I wait for them to be free. I'm very stingy. I don't pay.
Yeah. All right. What's number two for you?
So number two was a movie that I actually sat in the movie theater pretty much by myself in the middle of the day because, I work at night and it was just kind of, it might have been one of my lowest moments in the movie theater because it wasn't very good. It was called The Woman in the Yard. I'm not going to even read the names of the people who starred in it because they're very easy to butcher. But the director was Juan Serra, The Woman in the Yard. And it was about basically a family going through grief, which is a horrible, horrible, dreadful thing. But the big bad was a woman in the yard, kind of like the Grim Reaper sort of thing. And it was just slow moving. It was just boring. It didn't go anywhere. And it just, to me, it was a thumbs down. Now, I've seen people give it a thumbs up and saying it's a good, personification of grief. And if you watch it in a different way, but I just didn't want to give it the time of day to watch it again. The Woman in the Yard, it just, I don't know, not me, not for me. Did
All
you see
right.
it? I don't remember.
I did not. So oddly enough, as you mentioned that, right here on my desk is a bunch of movies as they come out on streaming. Like I get notifications, and I get annoyed with the notifications. So I have to send them away. But before I do that, I write them down. Woman of the Yard is on my list here, and you can see I can scratch some of them out that I did watch. That was one that I had listed there. So I don't know if I'll watch that one now. I'll definitely put that at the bottom of the list. In case,
Yeah, it wasn't good.
all right. Yeah, haven't seen it, but I don't think it was rated real high, and that's why I've been putting it off. So good. All right. Number two for me, worst movie of 2025. Again, going in, although I don't know, I think everybody can warn you around this one. IMDb only had it at a 5.5. I do believe it's free for Amazon Prime. And again, I like the fact that some of these companies are putting out, or these services are putting out movies. This is a movie made by Amazon, and it has a good cast. It is written and directed by Nicholas Stoller. It stars Will Ferrell, Reese Witherspoon, and Geraldine Viswanathan. I don't know if you say that right, but I know who she is. And it's You're Cordially Invited. Just I knew it going in. I like the cast. I like those people, but when you see that, it's like I don't think this is going to work. I don't think it's going to be funny. I'm going to watch it anyway. And you could see I was just looking at the image in IMDb of
A
Will
crocodile.
holding the alligator,
Yeah.
and that whole part just ruined the whole movie for me. I was like, that's just who wants that? Like, who watched the movie and said, you know what would make this better if he wrestles an alligator? Let's put that in. Like, that guy should never work in the industry again. Maybe one more time. And I'm okay with second chances. But that guy should have been like, get out, get out. So that one was the second worst. I actually had that at three, and I rethought about it. I was like, no, that one was worse than Death of a Unicorn. I just felt it was just, not, didn't make me laugh.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I never really planned to see it, but then when I saw your review of it was so negative, I said, I'm definitely not going to see it now. It looks stupid. I mean, honestly, it looked flat out stupid. With him holding the crocodile, it really did look stupid. So I said, I'm not seeing
Right.
this.
Okay, good.
So I believe it's my turn to go. We only have three. The worst movie of the first half of 2025, I'll be completely honest with you. I watched two-thirds of it and I just couldn't go anymore because it stunk. Love Hurts, starring Huan and directed by Jonathan Esbiao. Love Hurts. Love Hurts. It was like kind of a John Wick. It was like trying to be like a John Wick clone sort of thing. Like he was selling real estate, but he was someone who was a secret agent. And it sounds good because we like Kehu, but the execution was stunk. I After a while I said I can't watch this anymore. It's too bad. And it was like a Valentine's Day type of theme, and it just thumbs down for Love Hurts.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Did you see it? I keep forgetting.
I did see it. I had to look because I didn't know, and then I had to look it up. I gave it a six, so it's kind of middle of the road for me. Not one of the
Yeah.
worst, but I think the reason I probably was because of Data from Goonies being in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, like
No, he's
that.
good. But
Yeah,
he could be in a lousy movie. We love him, but the movie stunk.
yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and that you mentioned Valentine's Day. I know we talked about this. I guess it was last at the end of the year. Hard Eyes. You didn't like it. I liked it, and that's
Yeah, I
a.
didn't really care for it. No.
So, all right. My number one, finish out the list from the first half of 2025. So this was the one that I gave a four on. And as I'm pulling it up, I know that I wasn't the only one. 4.6 on IMDb. And I'm also trying to make sure that we talk about, like, I don't know, movies that I see a lot of movies, right? So some of them I could throw out there. People are like, "What are you talking about, man?" Especially in the worst. I think this one. I don't know how many people have seen it, but again, I watch these movies for the cast, and had high expectations. One of my favorite actresses right now, who I think should be the next Wonder Woman, is Isa Gonzalez. Right? I think she would make a great Wonder Woman. Since Gal's done, let's give Isa Gonzalez a shot. I'll watch anything she's in. I think she's good. We saw the Netflix one that didn't do too well, Fountain of Youth she was in, but I thought she did a great job in that. Um, and in this one she did okay. It was just a poor delivery of this entire movie and just made no sense. It also stars Aaron Paul, again, somebody who
I love him.
I like. I like him a lot. You know what I mean? I loved Breaking Bad. He's phenomenal. But this didn't do it for me. The name of the movie is Ash, and it's where she wakes up on a distant planet, not knowing what's going on, and has to try and survive. And it's very convoluted and silly, and it just I couldn't wait for it to be over. Like I don't even know what I'm waiting for. I waited it out and watched it. Again, I love watching her, but it just didn't hit for me. That was the worst movie I saw in 2025 so far this year.
You know, I mean, sometimes it just doesn't work out. I didn't see that, but sometimes I don't think I'm going to see it now. Sometimes
Yeah.
it just doesn't work out. You know,
There we go. What do we? How many honorable mentions? Did you have two honorable mentions?
I just have two quick honorable mentions. So I had
Yeah.
basically five, but not really just two real quick. I mean,
So there's eight movies that we did not like so far
yeah.
this year. Let us know what you think. Did you watch any of those movies? Hopefully somebody watched some of them. And do you agree? Are they probably one of the worst movies in 2025, or is one of those your favorite and we just have bad taste? Let us know. Also, let us know if you like doing these. And Dominic, any final words before we sign off?
I kind of think this year has been pretty soft for movies. I mean, it's pretty rare that I go into and say that was the movie of a lifetime. This was amazing. It doesn't seem to happen too often. It's getting, Hollywood seems more and more challenged creatively. So, let's come up with something good, something that knocks our socks off.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, the second half of this year has two movies that just came to mind. Obviously, Superman. I don't know how excited I am about that. I will see it, but I don't know how excited because they keep recasting it. And then I Know What You Did Last Summer. I loved that series of movies way back in the day. Jennifer Love Hewitt, Freddie Prinze Jr. Loved all that, and now they're redoing it again with Madeline Klein, who I like, and Freddie Prinze Jr. is in this one, and Jennifer Love Hewitt. So I'm looking forward to that coming out later this year.
You like it that much? I mean, I have a little bit of a soft spot for I Know What You Did Last Summer also. It was always a little underrated. It always felt like kind of like the stepchild of Scream. People never gave it as many accolades as it should. But yeah, I mean, I liked I Know What You Did Last Summer I think I liked it more than Scream, to tell you the truth, from so
Really?
many years ago. And it's hard to go wrong with Freddie Prinze Jr. How the hell does that guy look so good? I think he's over 50.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding. My roommate used to always make fun of me. He's like, "You just love Freddie Prinze Jr." And I was like, "No, he's always got good actresses in his movies." So I
Yeah,
like
he
to
always
watch.
does. He always did, actually.
So
Yeah,
there
Freddie
you
Prinze
go.
Jr.
Any movies you're excited to see next the end of this year?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give Superman a try. There's nothing that's really like, oh, I have to see this. It's coming out for the summer. I mean, I think that we're hitting on m many of the films that were good. I mean, I've seen a lot of the summer movies. Nothing really cut through that was like amazing. I mean, most of them are just okay. Just okay. Nothing so great.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it. Let us know what you thought of our list. Let us know what you're looking forward to in 2025. We'll make sure we see it and we review it at the end. I know I'll review it if I watch it. So, all right, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.
Thank you, Kimmel.
Thank you.